Stewart-Haas Racing, from the top tier of NASCAR, consistently competing for the championships. It was considered an upset if any of their cars made the playoffs. Well, now, oh boy, how the mighty have fallen. Only one of the 4 cars made the playoffs last year. Only one car is in the playoffs as of now this year. They have not won a race since 2022 with Kevin Harvick. It's been a rough go the past few years for Stewart-Haas Racing, and there is a lot of questions about their future in NASCAR, especially the Cup Series. Of course, the charter deal being one of those things. Now, as I said, lots of reports, lots of rumors. We've talked about some of them on here. We've talked about how SHR was kind of feeling out what everyone was thinking. They were telling people, hey, here's what we need in order to sell a charter, or in order to give you a charter, here is the price. Well, now we have a number, first of all, and we also have a different possibility. We were talking about 1 to 2 charters potentially being sold a couple weeks ago. The possibility of all 4 being sold is now, it's in the air. It's possible, which is just mind-blowing. There's a lot of factors for Stewart-Haas Racing here. They've lost a lot of sponsorship over the last couple of years. Big numbers. I think one report said they've lost more than 8 figures of sponsorship dollars from losing Anheuser-Busch, from losing Hunt Brothers Pizza, and from losing Smithfield. Of course, they sponsored Eric Almirola and Kevin Harvick, so those 2 also leaving, that just left a lot of sponsorship dollars to be made up for, and they just ultimately, it's been tough for them to get that money back. So there's the financial factor there. There's the factor of Ford does not have a contract with Stewart-Haas Racing beyond 2024. They have yet to sign anything in terms of manufacturer alliance. And with Front Row Motorsports getting promoted to a Tier 1 Ford team, it's like, ooh, is Stewart-Haas Racing going to get left out here? There's just so much coming together at the exact same time that it's just not looking good for Stewart-Haas Racing. But a couple of reports came out this week just about the future of Stewart-Haas Racing. So let's read through them. So this first one from Adam Stern says, with the possibility SHR could sell as many as all 4 of its charters, supply has shot up in the charter market at the same time that teams have yet to strike a new revenue sharing agreement with NASCAR. Those factors are depressing prices, at least temporarily, sources said. SHR could sell each charter for between $20 to $30 million apiece, industry sources familiar with charter market dynamics said in recent weeks. Still, the same people said that fresh record highs for charters can still be established in the coming years as an improved revenue sharing agreement between the teams and NASCAR Holdings gets locked in during the coming months, and as the remaining charters that are available for purchase become more scarce. Then it talks a little bit about the teams that are interested, 2311, Trackhouse, Front Row. An announcement on the charter sales could come within weeks, according to sources. Due to the uncertainty around SHR, some of its drivers and their agents have started reaching out to other teams about options for next year in case they lose their seat, according to 3 people familiar with the matter. Now, that last part we'll go into in a minute. But firstly, the number itself, $20 to $30 million. Obviously, the charters, when they started out, they were going for $4 or $5 million a piece. And then last year, we saw BJ McLeod sell the Live Fast charter for $40 million to Spire. So the percentage increase of a charter is a lot. It's a big number. 6 times, 7 times, whatever the actual number, somewhere in between there, the value of 8 times, something like that, the value of the charter has increased just so much over the past 5 years alone. And now with them, being such a wanted thing, 2311 wants to expand. Trackhouse wants to expand. Now Front Row wants to expand, that they're a Tier 1 team. So there's all these teams that want to expand, but not everyone wants to sell charters. Well, with Stewart-Haas Racing situation, they don't have a deal locked up with Ford. They are losing money, or they've lost a lot of sponsorship money. Dumping off some of these charters could be a way to make money. Now, there's a lot of questions. Would they actually sell all 4 charters? I don't know, but the fact that it's a possibility is just mind-blowing. I mean, this team 4 years ago, won 9 races with one driver. And yes, it was a Hall of Famer, Kevin Harvick, but they still won 9 races in a single season. And here we are, less than 4 years later, talking about potentially no Stewart-Haas Racing in the Cup Series. I mean, it's mind-blowing. I can't believe it, but it's ultimately what we're sitting at right now. As for the other report, this one from Bob Parkhurst, I mean, there's just a lot. It's kind of focuses on that second point. Team members, drivers are looking elsewhere beyond 2024 because they can't get answers. They're asking, like, what's up? What's happening next year? Am I going to be in your car? They can't get answers. And something Kevin Harvick talked about in his media availability was when he was driving the 5 car last week, is someone asked him, what's the difference in the ownership between Hendrick and Stewart-Haas? And this is what he said.
I heard from the owner twice in 2 weeks. So that's different.
I mean, there's a lot going on, and they're not getting answers. There's rumors and reports, questions coming at the drivers 10,000 miles an hour, every single direction, and they just want a simple answer, and they can't get it. So Chase Briscoe's talked about it. Josh Berry, all 4 of them really have talked about how they've tried to get answers. They have tried their best to figure out what's going on, but they can't figure out what's going on. So there's that factor, but then there's this bit. Gregson was the only SHR driver to make the All-Star main event, something for the organization to at least feel good about. With Stewart-Haas Racing's plans for 2025 in limbo and drivers and crew members indicating the real possibility of the team selling all 4 of its Cup charters, even the drivers admit to having no idea what's happening. And once again, I mean, you just look at Stewart-Haas Racing's situation. It's not good right now. Just with everything that's coming at them. The drivers have openly talked about not knowing what's going to happen. I feel like that's a bad look if you're a team, if you own a team, and then you have one of your ex-drivers saying, it's nice to see the boss every once in a while. And, thinking about it, when's the last time I've seen pictures of Tony Stewart at the track? Phoenix last fall when Custer won the championship. Maybe the Daytona 500 this year. Other than that, I get that Tony Stewart has other things. He has an NHRA team. He's racing in it, I think. Gene Haas has other business ventures. He has a Formula One team. But I can't remember the last time I saw either one of them at the track. And the drivers don't know what's going on. The team, everyone is looking elsewhere. Rumors, reports swirling. Stewart-Haas Racing has gone from a team, a top-tier championship-level team that has won multiple championships in their lifetime, and just a handful of years ago had double-digit wins as an organization, and now here we are, just a handful of years later, and they may not even have a Cup Series team next year. They may have the Xfinity Series cars next year, but your guess is as good as mine at this point. But the fact of the matter is that the reports escalate. It seems like daily at this point, and Stewart-Haas Racing has gone from championship-level organization. They have had their struggles, but they are now to the point that there is a legit possibility that all 4 charters could be sold by the end of 2024. So let me know what your thoughts are if you're a Stewart-Haas Racing fan. I'm sorry you had to watch this video, but thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. This weekend for me, speaking of things being up in the air, I'm going to do my best to get videos out and whatnot. Sunday for sure, I'll have my normal schedule, but Saturday's iffy. I got a family event, and I don't know what my schedule is Saturday, so I'll do my best. I'll try to keep you updated in the posts, but if I don't, I apologize. This weekend's just busy. So thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys in the next one.